The Creator's measurement of time is a strict mathematical equation. This architecture was set at creation. It is independent of cultural consensus or human observation. The system operates on exactly 364 days. It divides into 4 seasonal quadrants, each containing 3 months of 30 days. These are punctuated by 4 distinct intercalary pivot nodes, the Tekufa days, which anchor the year to the solar cycle. Because 364 is perfectly divisible by 7, the result is exactly 52 weeks. This mathematical symmetry ensures the 7th-day Sabbath remains fixed, never shifting or overlapping with the start of a new year. Modern and historical civilizations operate on timekeeping systems that fail this basic mathematical test. Calendars requiring leap days, lunar adjustments, or 13th months are structurally broken. Using them severs the observer from the continuous, fixed rhythm established at the beginning. We will examine 3 specific models of distortion: the Ethiopian expansion, the Babylonian prophetic contraction, and modern digital synchronization. Each system shares a fatal architectural flaw. They alter the total length of the solar year to accommodate astronomical or civic goals. Altering the year's duration by even a fraction of a day shatters the continuous 7th-day alignment. Ancient records found at Qumran specifically warned of this engineering effort. These fragments preserve the Enochian caution that men would look to the moon and stars and err regarding the proper counting of the years. By testing these 3 systems against the 364-day control model, we will isolate their exact points of structural and prophetic failure. The Ethiopian calendar is often defended as a holdout against the Roman Gregorian system. Many theologians categorize it as a pure system because it rejects the Western 12-month standard. The foundation of the Ethiopian year appears stable, 12 identical months of 30 days, but symmetry is broken by Pagume, a 13th month of only 5 or 6 days. This structure is a Julian-Egyptian hybrid. Ancient pagan astrology utilized these same epagomenal days to manually force a lunar-solar correction. A year of 365 or 366 days is not divisible by 7. This imbalance causes the weekly Sabbath to drift through the solar seasons, rather than remaining fixed. Injecting a 13th month permanently shifts the appointed feast days out of their original scriptural alignment. The second major error is the prophetic year, utilized by nearly all modern eschatologists. This model assumes that biblical prophecy operates exclusively on a 360-day cycle. This count is rooted in Babylonian astronomical geometry, not scripture. Babylon used the 360-degree circle of the zodiac as a mathematical convenience for counting days. Post-exilic scholars later adopted this system to measure prophetic timelines. The 360-day framework fails because it omits the 4 Tekufa pivot days, the seasonal anchors. This diagram shows the resulting gap. The year literally stops short of completing its solar circuit. This omission creates compounding errors. Computing Daniel's 70 weeks on a 360-day cycle yields 176,400 days. Contrast this with the scriptural requirement. 490 years multiplied by 364 days equals exactly 178,360 days. Babylonian mathematical models generate artificial dates, causing researchers to look for fulfillments that do not exist. If the year is exactly 364 days, we must address why Revelation and Daniel repeatedly reference a count of 1,260 days. Many assume 1,260 days represents exactly 3.5 years. However, that result is only possible if one assumes the 360-day Babylonian year. When we multiply 3.5 years by the 364-day architecture, the result is 1,274 days. The scriptural 1,260-day count is 14 days short. The math reveals the intent. The 1,260 days were never intended to represent a closed cycle. This number signifies broken time, a period of intense oppression mathematically severed before it reaches completion. Compressing the year to make 1,260 days fit a 3.5-year box hides this specific theological meaning. The most pervasive chronological counterfeit currently in operation is the global digital calendar network. Invisible protocols now automate the measurement of the day, replacing observation with server-side synchronization. The code running modern smart devices is built on Gregorian months, Roman leap year logic, and daylight saving time distortions. Artificial intelligence and automated digital alerts actively program human behavior, dictating the timing of work, rest, and worship based on this flawed foundation. St. Peter's Square is anchored by a massive central obelisk acting as a sundial. This represents the Roman blueprint for centralized time governance, a structure moved from stone into digital code. This engineered rhythm divorces the human biological and spiritual clock from the sun's observable cycle. When a device automates the Sabbath alert, it removes the necessity for individual scriptural observation. Relying on these automated counters shifts authority from the heavens to the algorithm's programmed logic. These three systems provide a full view of global chronological deception. The Ethiopian system expands the year beyond its mathematical limits. The 360-day model shrinks the year to satisfy astrological geometry. These misaligned gears demonstrate the problem. The AI digital system locks humanity into a broken, unresolvable Roman loop. Whether by adding days, subtracting seasonal nodes, or digitizing leap years, all three systems achieve the same result. They destroy the 52-week, unbroken Sabbath cycle. To find the truth, we must return to the absolute baseline of creation's arithmetic. The calendar of Yahuah is not an estimate or a digital convenience. It is an exact 364-day frequency. Accurately understanding the prophetic timeline requires abandoning Roman and Babylonian data streams. When time is altered, covenant alignment is broken. The restoration of scriptural truth requires the restoration of scriptural time. Return to the original witness.